NASA unveiled pictures from a new space telescope capturing the deepest images of the universe anyone has ever seen.
Image, first of all, it's really gorgeous, and it's teeming with galaxies. And that's something that has been true for every image we've gotten with Webb.
Far beyond the reach of the moon's quiet orbit, nestled in the remote L2 Lagrange point, the James Webb Space Telescope has once again turned its gaze toward the deep fabric of the cosmos. But this time, what it saw defies not only expectations, but the very rules we thought governed space and time. What started as a faint anomaly hidden in the noise has transformed into a discovery that could alter our understanding of the universe itself. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more jaw-dropping discoveries and scientific revelations. The object Webb detected lies more than 13.5 billion light-years away. Its light began its journey when the universe was less than 200 million years old. At that time, the cosmos had only just begun transitioning from darkness to light. Scientists initially thought the irregular data signature might have been a glitch or a momentary burst of random noise. But repeated observations told a different story. The telescope captured structured, organized energy emissions, not random chaos, but deliberate seeming pulses spaced with mathematical precision. Unlike traditional stars or galaxies, which radiate with expected patterns, this object radiates like a metronome. Something in this distant corner of the universe is pulsing on a regular beat. Not just consistent, but almost too consistent to be natural. Even more bizarre, the spectral signature doesn't line up with any known object type. We expect ancient light to be redshifted heavily by the expansion of the universe, stretched deep into the infrared. And while this object does emit in those bands, it also flashes unexpectedly in the mid-infrared range, as if it's somehow compensating for that redshift. This suggests not just an emission but a control, a modulation of energy that implies purpose. In other words, the object behaves as if it was engineered to be visible from across the ages. The implications are staggering. First, let's talk scale. This structure appears to span nearly 300,000 light-years, far larger than the Milky Way. Yet the light pulses across its expanse are synchronized. That would require communication or at the very least, coordination, across distances that light itself takes centuries to traverse. If this is natural, our entire model of how cosmic structures form and evolve may be catastrophically incomplete. If it's artificial, we may be staring at a creation so massive, so advanced, that our most complex engineering projects look like finger paintings by comparison. This takes us into the realm of the Kardashev scale, a way of classifying civilizations by how much energy they control. A Type 3 civilization harnesses the power of an entire galaxy. And that's exactly the scale this object suggests. Some scientists speculate that this could be a form of a Dyson sphere or a similar megastructure, but far beyond anything we've theorized. A lattice of energy manipulation spanning light-years. A cosmic machine designed not for travel or survival, but perhaps for communication. Or something else entirely. This is where things get deeply strange. The pulses detected in the signal are not random. They follow harmonic ratios, some mirroring the fundamental constants of physics. Researchers have even begun modeling them with musical mathematics, revealing sequences that suggest purpose, as though the universe is humming a song composed billions of years ago. And that song may not be for us, but we are now hearing it. The gravitational data adds yet another layer to the mystery. Webb, while not equipped to measure gravity directly, can observe its effects. And the light from objects behind this anomaly bends subtly as it passes, revealing that something massive, is there. But its mass doesn't match its light. It weighs more than it shines. This hints at exotic matter or even manipulation of gravity itself. Theories once reserved for blackboards and science fiction novels, like negative mass or engineered dark energy fields, are now on the table. Because whatever this is, it breaks the rules. And the most disturbing possibility? This object might not be a structure at all but a message. Encoded not in language but in pattern. Visible only to instruments like Webb, tuned specifically to read the ancient, cold glow of the universe. What if this signal was designed to be seen by a civilization just advanced enough to build the kind of telescope we now have? Not a radio beacon but a cosmic fingerprint, left for us to find. Is it a greeting? A warning? A monument? We don't know. But this detection has already shaken the foundations of cosmology and sparked a flurry of urgent questions. Observatories across the world are now aligning their instruments to this one patch of sky, hoping to catch a glimpse of confirmation, or at least context. But only Webb, with its finely tuned infrared sensors, has so far been able to see the structure clearly. That fact alone has raised some eyebrows. Could this be intentional? Some scientists are now suggesting the object's light curve is tuned to respond only to certain detection methods. If true, it would imply not just that the message is out there, but that the sender knew how we would be listening. That isn't just intelligence. That is foresight. Whether this is a natural anomaly, a remnant of an earlier universe, or the fingerprint of something engineered, it redefines our place in the cosmos. Not because we know more, but because we suddenly realize how much we don't know. And that realization is the beating heart of science. For centuries we've wondered if we are alone. Now we might be staring at an answer. Not a clear one. Not a voice calling across the stars. But a whisper in the background noise of the universe, repeating over and over in a pattern only now within reach. As we build new instruments and send new missions deeper into space, we may uncover more like it. Or we may never see anything like it again. But one thing is certain. This discovery marks the beginning of a new era in astronomy. Not the end of wondering, but the start of asking better questions. Because now we are not just looking into the dark. We are listening with new instruments, with deeper patience, and with an awareness sharpened by something we didn't expect. Confirmation that the unknown is more structured, more deliberate, and perhaps more aware than we ever dared imagine. The object discovered by the James Webb Space Telescope is not a fleeting curiosity. It is a permanent question mark etched into the sky. The implications ripple outward like a gravitational wave, distorting not just the fabric of space, but the framework of everything we thought we understood about the cosmos. We used to look up and see stars, random, scattered, beautiful in their chaos. But now we've seen something different. A pattern. A rhythm. A structure that shouldn't exist. It pulses with a regularity too precise to be an accident, too elegant to be coincidence. A signal? A signature? Or something in between? This isn't science fiction. It's data, measurable, repeatable, and undeniably real. The light from this structure traveled over 13.5 billion years to reach us. It began its journey before Earth formed, before our sun existed, even before the Milky Way found its shape. And yet, that ancient light carries with it something that feels recent, intent. The signal shows harmonics. Waveforms with mathematical precision. Repetitions that echo prime numbers and constants of physics. Not just light, but organized light. Information possibly. Communication maybe. Meaning almost certainly. The challenge now is not detection. It's interpretation. What does it mean for something that old, that far, to emit such deliberate complexity? If this structure is natural, then our understanding of physics, of time, of mass, of evolution, is incomplete in ways we haven't yet dared to accept. And if it's not natural, if it's crafted, then we are staring down a truth bigger than any previous discovery in human history. A civilization capable of constructing such a thing would not just be advanced. It would be ancient, powerful beyond comparison, and possibly no longer material in the way we understand it. It would mean we are not the first. Not even close. Maybe we were never alone. And this object, this luminous, massive anomaly, may not be a beacon to us. It may not even be meant for us. It may have been created long before we developed tools to perceive it. Or perhaps, the very act of perceiving it is part of the message. A test. A threshold. We have long imagined messages from space as radio pulses, alien scripts, or decipherable languages. But what if the message is the thing itself? What if the signal is structural? What if the structure is the message? It forces us to rethink intelligence, not as something limited to biology or carbon-based life, but as a force embedded in complexity itself. Could a galaxy-wide lattice of harmonized energy be a mind? A thought? A presence stretched across light years and eons? James Webb didn't just capture a photo. It opened a door. And on the other side is a universe that may be trying to speak to us, not through words but through resonance. The spectral analysis is especially haunting. Light from this object doesn't follow the rules. It shifts, yes, but not as expected. Some of its emissions seem to correct for redshift, as though compensating for the expansion of the universe. That suggests active modulation. That suggests awareness. That suggests control. The cosmos, once thought to be a vast, silent wilderness, might now be a library. One where we've just stumbled upon our first book. And as we flip through these pages of light and vibration, we are faced with new questions. If this structure exists, what else might? What came before it? What built it? And is it still watching? Some believe it's a remnant, a fossil from a previous cycle of cosmic birth and death, a leftover from a universe that came before ours. Others see it as proof of Type 3 civilizations, beings who don't merely visit planets but redesign galaxies. Whatever it is, it has already done one thing. It has shattered the illusion of isolation. The romantic but naive idea that we are at the center of anything. We're not. We never were. We are a recent ripple in a much older sea. And that sea is deep. It is dark. But it is not empty. The discovery has sparked a new era of astronomy. Telescopes worldwide are being reoriented. New missions are being planned. Every satellite, every spectrometer, every probe that can be pointed in the right direction is being pointed now. For the first time, we are not just mapping stars. We are chasing something intentional. The scientific community, even at its most skeptical, agrees. We've crossed into uncharted waters. Theoretical physics, once cautious, now runs wild with implications. What if this structure manipulates gravity? What if it's stabilizing spacetime itself? What if it bends the rules because it helped write them? And still no one can say for sure. That's the part that resonates most. We've seen it. We've measured it. But we do not yet understand it. And perhaps, that's exactly the point. Because understanding might not come in a sudden flash. It might be slow, subtle, just like this message. A whisper, not a shout. A vibration in the dark, not a spotlight. In a sense, we've been invited. Not to a meeting. Not to a revelation. But to a pursuit. A journey of deeper questions. A path toward answers that will test not only our science but our very identity. Are we ready? Are we prepared to face the fact that intelligence, true ancient intelligence, may look nothing like us? May speak through geometry, not grammar. May exist in networks of matter and light, not in blood and brain. Are we prepared to admit that the universe is older, more organized, and perhaps more alive than we ever dreamed? Because that's what this discovery demands. It demands we grow up as a species. That we stop asking, are we alone? And start asking what else is out there, and what role will we play in this vast story? The James Webb Space Telescope may go down as the most important instrument ever built, not because of what it showed us but because of what it started. The age of passive stargazing is over. We are no longer just observers. We are participants. And it all began with a silent glow, drifting from the edge of time. A reminder etched in photons that we are being seen. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what do you think James Webb has uncovered? What do you believe is waiting out there? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.